guys, welcome back to it. Conservative Confucius here. We got some important news for you. We're going to be getting into some stuff I actually saw. I'm not a big, massive fan of Roseanne Barr. I don't dislike her at all. I don't really watch anything that she does. But there was a guy she had on that was unbelievably well informed, and I think it's something that we should all listen to. We should all see. Honestly, I think you should write down most of this stuff. So if you are watching, I want you to take down a pen and a piece of paper or a notebook you guys have and start writing this down. If you have an AI on your computer, like if you have, what is it? There's an OpenAI one. There's another one. And if you have used Windows Explorer or whatever it's called now, you can use the AI that comes with that and just automatically take notes. Like you can hit this, give me a summary of this video or whatever, and it should give you a summary of what this guy is saying. So, but if you don't have that, just get out a pen and make sure you guys write down. Alrighty, so let's get into it. Don't forget to go down there, smash the like button for me, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and if you haven't, and then leave a comment if you when you're done with the video, and make sure you guys share the video if you guys like it. Alrighty, guys, don't forget to go check out my Discord. It's on there, and my merch store at www.streamlabs.com/conservativeconfucius/merch. We'll check out some of that stuff at the end of the video. Alrighty, guys, let's get down to it and do it. Sorry that they can't make the video much bigger. It's just, that's the size it is, so.
What can we do?
Here's what we can do.
Yeah.
Number one, request your mail-in ballot. When it comes to you, and you folks, you got to follow these instructions. Do not open it. Don't you dare open it. And you keep every version that comes to you. Now, what you do is you go in on election day to vote. These numbers went through the roof in 2020 and in 2022. You get there, you have a high statistical chance, happened in California, that they say, I'm sorry, but we show you've already voted.
Yeah.
Now, you know you haven't. Follow the rules. Number one, don't bitch. Don't say anything. Don't start saying fraud. Go, can you repeat that to me? The worker is going to say, I'm sorry, Ms. Barr, you can't, we show you already voted. And they'll say, I'll give you a provisional, which means we're going to let you vote, but we're going to investigate it. Now, what they don't tell you is they're going to count the mail-in ballot. They're not going to count the provisional because they have no way of telling if that was really you, okay? Now, you're going to be handed a provisional. When you're handed that provisional ballot, because they've already told you, I'm sorry, we show you've already voted, ask for the supervisor to come over and just do one more check. They'll bring the supervisor over and say, can you just double check this for me? I didn't vote my mail-in ballot. Supervisor's going to tell you the same thing. They're only as good as the data they have. They're going to tell you, yes, you voted. So I can vote provisional. Step aside with the provisional. Call your sheriff's department, not the police.
It is all about the sheriffs.
No, you're right.
Totally
Do
about
not
the
call the
sheriffs.
police.
Okay.
Okay, now follow these exact steps.
Call your sheriffs.
You call your sheriff on the non-emergency line. Don't you dare use 911, ask for the service, or you have your sheriff ready on your phone. And when the sheriff line comes on, non-emergency line, or they'll ask you if it's an emergency, you say no, said, I need to report identity theft, but it's unique. I'm standing here at a retail place. I watched it happen, and I'm still here. I need to have a deputy show up. Now, they'll send you a deputy. You notice I didn't say polling place. I said I'm at a retail location, because that's actually what it is.
Okay.
And somebody has stolen my identity.
Yes, it has.
Don't talk ballots, don't talk voting. Now, the sheriff's going to show up. Now, of course, they're going to see it's a polling place. What's going to happen is you tell the sheriff's going to find you, you meet him, you tell them the story. You can even tell the people, I'm going to give you my provisional ballot, I'll be right back. You're going to tell the sheriff the story. The sheriff's going to go to the two people you talked to and going to get the exact same story. Sorry you ever voted. And at that time, and only at that time, reach into your pocketbook or your purse or your jacket and pull out your mail-in ballot. And you say, this is my mail-in ballot.
Sealed.
You can see it's not open. I have not voted my mail-in ballot. Somebody has stolen my identity. And you get a report right then and there on the books. Do not surrender that ballot. You have no requirement by law to surrender it because it becomes your property when they mail it to you. And you can clearly say, this is my evidence. They've stolen my ID. I'm keeping it, right? File the report. Now, what you've done is you've empowered a sheriff who actually has the ability to investigate and seize ballot boxes and seize things. And you put the responsibility where it's, but it's identity theft. Stay away from voting. Stay away from fraud. And you will force the right type of investigation.
But this is only if they say you've already previously voted,
Yes.
right?
But that's what they did.
Yes.
They did
Yes,
hundreds
so
of
that's
thousands of
that's
times.
number one. They do that quite a bit. And I can tell you, and when these votes come down to 2 or 3 or 4 or 5,000 people, they only need to do it to a double handful per precinct, okay?
Right.
Next, if you're a woman or man, for whatever reason, that have changed your name, you got married. Statistically, if you're a woman, you got married and you changed your name and moved away, you are still voting in your old county.
Oh, wow.
You are still there.
Wow.
Next, if you've had anybody in your life die within the last 16 to 20 years, you need to look them up and make sure they're not on the voter rolls. Chances are, statistically, they're still there and they're still voting.
Wow.
Okay?
What a crooked fucking country.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Here,
You guys hear that? So make sure that you guys have any relatives who passed away or anything like that. Make sure you guys are checking. If you got your name changed, make sure you're checking in your old county to see if you haven't voted. And if they have, make sure you file some type of police report or whatever with the sheriff's department and say that someone has stolen my identity. They've been voting for multiple years. Obviously, something is wrong. Blah 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 blah. So let's go a little bit further into this.
there's all kinds of stupid rules, but I'm going to show you how to use it right. You have people right now that are supposed experts, and here's what they're telling you. There's so much misinformation. They're saying, vote your oval. So like you mark your oval, and
Yeah.
and draw a line to your candidate so we can see that it's it. That immediately adjudicates your ballot.
Motherfuckers.
That means you've suspended it. They are teaching you to do that.
Wow.
Next, these county recorders say, you make a mistake, just scribble on it.
Nope.
Yeah,
Don't.
That suspends
then
your
they
ballot.
won't read it.
Here's the other way they're doing it, because they know we've done a lot of teaching on this. You're going to walk in. Before they give you your ballot, they're going to say you're a Republican, right? Or you're going to vote Democrat? Okay. And they'll just put a little mark or a check. Okay, here's your ballot. They'll just check it and hand it to you. What have they done? You didn't do. They forced
ruined your
adjudicated your
ballot.
ballot, and
Yep.
you don't even know it.
Wow. So what can you ask
You
for?
immediately ask for a replacement. Say, do not mark on my ballot.
Yeah.
They are intentionally marking on it because the machine picks up any stray mark anywhere. They'll tell you it only reads the ovals. Total lie.
Right.
Total bullshit con lie.
Wow.
So you've got to be aware of that.
Okay.
So the way we're going to fight this right now is the last thing that I suggest is the following. Go and look up at U.S. Immigration and Department of Homeland Security how much from the time Joe Biden came in to today, the most current number of how much they've spent on dealing with illegals.
$600 billion. Like I said yesterday in my video.
Write that number down.
Or it was
You're
2
going to
days ago,
take that
whatever.
number and you're going to
They were saying, oh, there's only been a few couple $1 billion. No, it's 600 billion. Like I said, guys, 600 billion. It's over that now. I think it's closer to 640 billion actually, but it's insane.
divide it basically by 330 million citizens.
Mhm.
That number is going to be about $19,000 hypothetically.
Okay.
Okay. So now you got $19,000. You're going to write that down. Stay with me. You're going to then go to your state. You're going to look up how much your state in the same amount of time has spent on illegals for your state. They have a different number. You're going to do that. You're going to divide it by the citizens in your state. Then you're going to do the same thing for your city. Some cities like Austin have a lot more. You're going to total it up. When you total up that number, you are going to conceivably be in somewhere between $37,000 and $69,000 of debt that the government has committed you to. Now here's
You hear that? Because of the government, we are in, roughly $32,000 to $39,000 per person of debt per adult.
the deal. They are breaking the laws by not enforcing immigration.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It's on the books. They are breaking laws by allowing illegals to vote.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
on the books.
Yep.
So the reason you do
in
that
Arizona,
number,
I covered that in the video. In Arizona, they are allowing 218,000 illegal immigrants vote during this election. And the reason that's happening is because when they're going to get their license, they can check, do you want to register for voting in Arizona or Maricopa County? And you say, check yes. And when they're checking that, it's not saying, okay, well, this person is an illegal citizen. They can't vote. It's automatically registering them as a legal voter in the state of Arizona and in Maricopa County. And they went from door to door asking people, are you registered to vote? And they said, yes, someone came and already asked me, or I registered with someone else, or I registered at the DMV or whatever, but they all had different answers and they were all registered to vote. They were all in all of the illegals that were asked in this investigation, which we covered in a previous video. They're all voting for Kamala, almost all of them. And that's 218,000 votes just in Arizona, in Maricopa County specifically, where that can change the election. And just so you know, in Arizona, in Maricopa County specifically, Trump only lost by 10,000 votes. And since then, we found out that over 265,000 votes were either fraudulent in some manner, either weren't properly verified by signature recognitions, were dead people voting, or were fraudulent ballots, or someone had voted in mail-in and in person, things like this. And yet, even though we found that in court that's true, they still haven't done anything about it. They've done it in multiple states, and yet they're not recalling the election, which is what this election really should be, is just a handing off of the presidency from Biden to Trump because of all the fraud that we have found in court to be provably true. And right now we're moving into another election where instead of all of those votes being illegal this time, the majority of that 265,000 that, the majority of it, 218,000, that can be technically legal now because illegal immigrants are voting in our elections. And instead of Maricopa County removing it right now, they said after the next election, after this coming election, then they'll remove them from the voting system. And it's like, what? That's so illegal. It's so messed up. You can't count them. You have to do something now. And they said, no, we'll remove them after the next election. And it's complete bullshit. I think the Supreme Court needs to get into it and, tell them they have to remove it.
Is because you have to prove you've been damaged.
Right.
That's standing.
Yes, that's your standing. And so once you do the simple math and you find out how much they're spending on illegals in your town, in your state, and the government, you say, I, Mark Smith, have been damaged this amount of money because here's why.
What?
I've been damaged because my county and my state and my country is not enforcing illegal immigration. Then I want you to add a second part to that. Now,
What?
this is key.
What?
I want you to say, as a citizen, I believe our country is also damaging migrants. Now, I know you hate that term, but bear with me.
No, but it's true.
But hang on. Ready? Don't call them illegals.
Okay.
Use their language.
Migrants.
And then say,
Because they are.
yes, my state does automatic motor voter registration, and they are sending migrants who are not citizens voter registration cards. They are leading the migrants to believe they can vote, although our Constitution and state law says you can't vote if you're not a citizen.
Yep.
Net consequences is a migrant might be led to believe they can vote,
No,
and
they
that's
can't.
subject to immediate deportation. Now, what you've done is you've played the victim card for the migrant. Now, what you're doing is you're taking that piece of paper. You do not need an attorney to do this. And you can file for what's called a TRO, a temporary restraining order. And you can go down to your courthouse, see a judge, and I want to file a temporary restraining order on my county election officials, my Secretary of State. You can do all of them and should. And I want to temporarily restrict them from printing the ballots. Why? Because they can't confirm who is an American citizen or not. We have an unintended loophole which could lead innocent people to believe they can vote, which will subject them to deportation, which increase my cost and damages. We need to suspend the printing of the ballots and verify our voter rolls are truly American citizens.
And everybody should do this in their
Everybody
own
should
city.
do it.
Bravo, boy, you went down that
Everybody
wormhole
should
and
do it.
figured it
You
out.
better- that's the simplest way to do it. We
All
have those
I
rights.
do all day is try to figure out the
We have those
wormhole,
rights.
but
The way
you
to
did
do
it.
it.
And here's what happens. When 5 people in a city or neighborhood do it, what do you automatically get? Class action.
Yes.
I knew it was a class action.
You have to do it yourself in your own
No,
words.
I just
or it's
mean
not
like,
legal.
do I go after the Attorney General?
All of them. All of them.
But is there a list of who to go
No,
after?
it's everybody who runs your elections, your county recorders,
do I
your board
write
of
that?
supervisors,
Everybody
your
runs the
governors,
election?
your Secretary of States. It's everybody. You're telling them cease and desist, and all you're doing is you cannot print the election ballots until you can prove that every ballot printed is for and given to an actual citizen of the United States of America.
Amen.
And if enough of us do that, not only can we get momentum, and a judge rules only on the law, you have to, though, show the unintended consequences of unchecked and enforced immigration laws. And don't call them illegals, and don't bitch and moan, and don't cuss, and say, we have created something that will take innocent people and accidentally turn them into criminals and deport them because it's just a loophole. So the way we clean this up is I want a temporary restraining order from printing the ballots, and our cities, our town, our precincts must confirm everybody they got on the roll is an American citizen, and it can be done.
See, guys, that's what we need to be doing right now. Every single one of you needs to go and call your sheriff to do this. Make sure you figure out how much your state has given to migrants, and then add that to the 600 billion, and divide that by the number of people, taxpayers in your state. If you can find out the number of taxpayers, it's better. If you can't find out the number, I guess, of people in your state, but it's better if you can find out the number of people above the age of 18. Then divide that by that, and you'll have the answer of what it is per taxpayer, and that's your damages. So take that as your damages, and then call your sheriff. You can do this even before you get the identity thing, identity theft thing for the ballot. So you want to do this now, before the election really hits. And so call them and say, okay, I want a restraining order on my county officials, my AG, my governor, my county recorder, and anybody who is connected to the, just find out who's connected to the election and who's going to be, basically handling the election itself. Then I want a restraining order on these people from printing ballots until they can verify that every single person, make sure you do the migrants thing, not illegals, but migrants, and say that I want to, on behalf of the migrants and on me for damages, and also to make sure that they can't print ballots until they make sure that every single person that's given a ballot is an American citizen and verified. And once you do that, the judge should rule in your favor because it's the law. And the possible damages on the migrants, the obvious damages to yourself, and all that should be able to make you a good case. And then if you can get a few people in your own neighborhood, if you know a few people, 5 people or four people, then once you get together, if you'll have at least 5 people, that's a class action lawsuit, and it becomes, it's going to be pushed in the system quicker. It's going to be much larger. It's going to be more effective. So if you can do that, alrighty, guys. But I think that's going to be it on this one. Let me go show you some of my new merch. We got some really funny stuff, guys. Let's see. Here we go. We got some crazy funny stuff right now. Yeah, so this is the little thing. I don't know if it's OpenAI or if it's something else, but this little kind of thing you can see right on the corner. You can't really see much of it, but that's the AI I use to summarize things and stuff. If I'm watching a documentary, I want to summarize it and use it for something else. I can do that with that thing. It's pretty great, actually. So we got a female Super Trump. We got the heavyweight one. It's more of like the Carhartt material, like I was telling you. We just have a regular one, unisex, both guy and girl. And we got, those are the 3 new ones. I have some other, I edited, like I said, I would edit anything that had a black flag on it to make sure it pops on the black. So now they all have white. So all of these, they're all fixed. All right, cool. Yep. All right, yeah. All right, guys. So make sure you go check it out. This one doesn't have any flags on the shoulder, neither does the girl one. They just didn't have the ability to put anything on the shoulders. So I got my logos that just below the thing. I'm also going to do a long sleeve. I think I actually have it down here. I'll show you guys. It's really funny. Here we go. So it's got Super Trump on the back, and then on the front it has a smaller one of the little Trump, the cartoon looking one. And I mean, we got this in multiple different colors, and we got the logo on the side, my name on the side, and then America First, the flag. So we got lots of great stuff on here, guys. Don't forget to go check it out. All right, you guys, we'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget to go down there, smash the like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys do that. We're only around, like, I think, I don't know, it's like, what, 60% subscribed or something like that, or even no, it's only like 35% actually. We got more viewers, but we have less people subscribed. The new ones aren't subscribing. So make sure you guys go do that. Come on, guys, go hit that subscribe button, ring that bell. Alrighty, and then don't forget to leave a comment and share this video if you guys like it. Don't forget to go check out my Discord server and my merch store at www.streamlabs.com/conservativeconfucius/merch. Alrighty, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one, guys.